So normally when I start these videos, we start on the 1st of July. However, in Season 19, we are starting on the 1st of June. In fact, we've not even done anything since the end of Season 18. And that is because in 14 days' time, the Club World Championship kicks off. We have been entered because we won the Europa Conference League about 7 or 8 years ago now. A while ago. It seems like a while ago anyway. We have been entered into the Club World Championships, and that kicks off, like I said, in about 14 days' time. So we are basically going to see how well we do. In that, we've also obviously, we're in a transfer window. We've got 11 million to spend. However, I don't think that's next season or this season's transfer budget. I think that's kind of what we had left over. So I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to jump forward to probably the other side of the European Club Championships. They're not European, the World Club Championships. The Club World Championship, whatever that one is. We're going to jump forward to the other side of that. Right, it's the 14th of July. The Club World Championships has finished and Manchester City have won it, beating Atletico Madrid in the final. However, we got to the semi-final of the Club World Championship, losing out to the eventual winners 3-2, or 2-3 technically. I mean, we're both away, we're playing in France. So we got to the semi-final, which is actually quite impressive. When we go all the way back, we won our group, somewhat dubiously. We won our group. We managed to beat Marseille 3-1. We drew at 1-1 with Flamengo, and we lost 2-1 against Al Ahly of Saudi Arabia. We then jumped forward to the second round where we beat PSG just 1-0, but that is all we needed. We then beat Chivas of Mexico 4-0, which is a very good result, and then obviously in the semi-final losing out. We've actually done all right in this competition. It means nothing, by the way. There's nothing to gain from doing well in this. We don't get coefficient points or anything like that. We've just done all right and kind of finished 3rd or 4th, technically, in a tournament. But because we are now on the 14th of July, the transfer window has swung wide open, and we have managed to pick up 5 players so far. Jordan Neal is the first up, a 29-year-old Northern Irish defensive midfielder signed on a free transfer from Everton after his contract expired. Also on a free transfer, 27-year-old English attacking midfielder, mainly right winger, Jacob Bell, signed from Getafe in Spain. I don't know whether he's part Spanish. He is part Spanish, but he was born in Camberley. For just under £1 million, we have gone over to Thailand to sign Sompong Kesaret. There is always at least one ridiculously good Thai footballer. And I don't know what it is with Football Manager, but they always seem to have one every couple of years. One comes through, and I'm hoping Kesaret is that man. For £1 million, I think we've got ourselves a pretty decent centre-back. And for £4 million, I think we've got ourselves a pretty good right-back. And he's Romanian, and he's 18. Stefan Popper, 1 cap as well to his name, signed from UTA Arad. Yes, he can play central midfield, but we are going to be deploying him as that right back. I'm going to probably have to lock him in because I don't think he's technically good enough to play right now. But he is a wonder kid. He's got a personality of professional. I think we've got probably one of the best Romanian footballers in the game at the moment just signing for us for £4 million. And for potentially £20.5 million, Ivan has joined from Atletico Madrid. The 23-year-old central midfielder, 3 caps to his name. He's going to be playing, obviously, as a defensive midfielder. It's a lot of money, but I looked at our squad and went, I think that's where we need to try and strengthen in that defensive midfield role, and that is exactly what we've done with Ivan. Some transfer business to talk about. Eric Dima, who was a youngster, has been sold to Dynamo Bucharest. I've basically decided, if I don't think they're ever going to play for me, sell them. Just sell them to anyone in Romania. I don't care who. I don't care for how much. So Dima is one of those players, and hopefully he gets a bit of game time there. Similarly, George N.A. has gone on a free transfer. Mario Duta has also gone on a free transfer and is immediately transfer listed for some reason. And Alexandru Danila has also left on a free transfer. Another player to leave as well is Maud Suleimani, who we basically signed, I think, last season. Didn't really play him. He's gone out on loan to Marseille. We're getting some money for him. So it's kind of okay, £150,000. I would have loved to send him on loan to somebody in Romania. Nobody in Romania wants him, so I went, you know what, let's just take some cash. Maybe getting a bit of game time playing in Ligue 1 is hopefully going to do him a world of good. But that is all the transfer business we have done so far. Financially, we've still got £30 million to spend, but we are over our wage budget, so we might need to do a little bit of wheeling and dealing, maybe just a bit of budget adjustment, that kind of thing, to try and get things under control. Something I haven't mentioned, actually, is my affiliate clubs, by the way. So I have been trying desperately to get some half-decent affiliate clubs. I think we picked up Alexandria on our journeys. We've also picked up Petrogasul Spartak. Moriense were here, maybe not at the start of the save, but they've been here for quite a while. I might cancel that. I feel like we should be the senior affiliate, if anything. But we have picked up Varda in North Macedonia, which doesn't sound particularly exciting. However, when you think Varda have probably got the best youth system in Macedonia, that's pretty good. And this man here, I'm keeping my eye on him. I'm keeping my eye on Arlen Mata, because I think there might be something. But right now, he's only just come through the youth intake, so it's going to take... We need to basically wait until he's 17 at least before we can bring him in. The Romanian First League has also kicked off, however, because we were playing in the Club World Championships. We've not done anything at all just yet. In fact, not many people have. We've done a big leap forward now to the 10th of September. The season is well underway, and we are scoring goals. A lot of goals, okay? We've scored a lot of goals. We've got positive 25 goal difference already. We're top of the league. Let's see what transfer business we've done before we take a look at the results, shall we? 4 players have left the club on permanent deals. Catalin Barbu is the first one signing for CFR Cluj. One of those players, like I said earlier, if he's not going to get game time for us, let's try and sell him on to somebody in Romania and hopefully he can do well there. He's gone for just over £1 million once you include all the clauses and stuff, so that's pretty good. The 33-year-old Ghanaian central defender Kenneth Donkor has moved over to Saudi Arabia. He's on £500,000 per week, and they've paid us £3 million plus a little bit more, potentially 3.6, for the pleasure of signing him. That's silly money for a 33-year-old. For potentially £4.5 million, Ayanda Malewa has left, moving over to RB Leipzig. There is a 50% sell-on in this one because I think there could be something going on in the future, although he's 25 now, so maybe we might have missed the boat on this one. So it's still decent money. 3.7 up front, 4.5 in total, plus that 50% sell-on. On the 86 grand we spent, it's good profit. And finally, one that I really did not want to do, Demble Dudu has left. He has also gone over to Saudi Arabia. He's on £425,000 a week. He has gone for £6 million, potentially rising to £6.5 million. Basically, he was out of contract at the end of the season, and he didn't want to sign a new one, and I kept trying to offer him a new one, but because teams in Saudi Arabia wanted to sign him, he was like, not happening, guys. I'm going off to get the bag. He's gone to Saudi Arabia to get the bag. So yeah, Demble Dudu, he was good while he was here. He's now moved on. Joining the club, just 2 more players to mention. Reza Bulai, who is a 17-year-old Romanian striker, signed for £1.1 million from Timisoara. I think he's going to be good in the future. Obviously, right now, he's only 17, so he's going to go out on loan and get some game time. For £1.3 million, Eduardo D'Angelo, a 28-year-old Uruguayan winger, has joined the club. He's come in for depth. Yes, fully aware that it says he's a regular starter as his contract. He's not a regular starter. He's going to probably be sat on the bench for the most part, although he has started twice, got 1 goal and got 1 assist. There is as well a whole load of loan deals going on. Jude Taiku going to Arad, Dan Machaba going to Cluj. Now this could be a make or break thing for Machaba. I wanted to loan him out to somebody in Romania. Cluj came in from, I think we're paying most of his wages as well. In fact, we're paying all of his wages, but he's getting game time in Romania, which is going to hopefully help the Romanian teams. We've sent out a whole bunch of players all over the place. Amadou Lopi is a good... I think there's something there. He needs more game time. Who else have we got? Philip, great name, love it. He's going to hopefully get some game time there. We've also got Bulai, who I've mentioned has gone out on loan, so a whole load of players going out on loan as well. But that is all of our transfer business. The window is now closed. And with the window closed and the season kicking off, we are currently top of the table. 6 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat, a positive 25 goal difference. And that is because we've scored 35 goals in 9 matches. We have won 2 matches by 6 goals. We've won twice 6-0. I didn't want to click that, did I? So we've beaten Rapid 6-0. We've beaten UTA Arad 6-0. A 5-1 against Petrolog Pliotsi. A 5-1 against Botasani. We've done really, really well. We kicked off the season, however, with an unfortunate defeat. It looked like I was in for a horrible season. And then all of a sudden, we just basically started winning everything. We've also won the Romanian Super Cup. So there is that as well. From a tactics perspective, just 3 players that we are locking into position, and arguably we probably don't need to do 2 of them. Stefan Popper, we're going to lock in as that right back, because if we don't put him there, they kind of play some random players in that position. So Loppy sometimes plays there, Razvan Lup sometimes plays there. Popper is the best player to play there, so we're locking him in that position. We've also got Vinny Marengo on that left-hand side, who's getting actually really, really good. One of our higher earners, 8 starts so far this season, 4 goals and 6 assists from the left wing. And then we've got Carlo McLennan, who was out for a couple of weeks with a bit of an injury. He's going to be that attacking midfielder once he returns. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists in 9 starts. Now, although he's not locked in for the season, I do want to show you Boubacar Niassi. Last season, he joined, and he was a bit of a revelation for us, scoring 21 league goals, I believe, and already in 9 starts in the league, he's got 10 goals. Niassi is very, very good. He's scoring a lot of goals for the 6-point-whatever million in total. £5.25 million in total for Niassi. I think it's definitely money well spent. Right, time to jump forward to the winter break, where we will hopefully be top of the table. Hopefully we'll do all right in the Champions League as well. And obviously we want to get in the Romanian Cup final. Can we win the quadruple? No. Can we win the treble? Probably. I'm hoping we can do the treble again. 10 points clear then at the top of the Romanian First League. Looking very, very good. FCSB do technically have a game in hand, so they could close that gap to just 7 points, but still, we are way, way ahead of everybody. And in fact, we've drawn one more match since we've last played. Since the last little clip. So, we've done pretty good. And we've also done pretty good so far in the Champions League. Second place on the table, 4 wins, beating Barca, Inter, Borussia Dortmund and Ajax, losing against PSG and Aston Villa. But we have beaten Borussia Dortmund 7-1. We've beaten Ajax 5-1. These are ridiculously good wins against pretty decent sides. Obviously, we are, 20 years into the future, roughly. We might not be against the current Ajax and the current Borussia Dortmund, but the fact they're still in the Champions League kind of says that they are still pretty decent sides. We are second. We are actually a very good European side now. It is now the 18th of February. We've gone through the January transfer window. We have brought in some players, but also we are still currently top of the Romanian First League. We've managed to progress through the Champions League as well, where we have got to play Young Boys in the playoff round, which is kind of annoying, which means we finished outside of the top 8, which is kind of frustrating, but there we are. We still managed to get through, which is good. I've also seen there as well, Arges and Cluj have both managed to get through the Champions League group stages. So Romania as a nation is building. This is definitely happening. Let's take a look at what transfer business we have done in the January transfer window. We might have a return in face. 4 players have joined the club. Nicolas Mendes, first up, signed from PSG for £1.1 million. I think maybe not even that, actually, just under £325,000 for Nicolas Mendes. I've loaned him out to Steaua Bucharest because basically I'm trying to bring in players to send off to other Romanian sides. We've got to this point now where I think we are good. We are good in Europe. We should be doing our job. That's not a problem. Now we need to get other teams doing good in Europe as well. So this is the plan. This is the player that we signed for £1.1 million. It's Issa Mendy, a 20-year-old Senegalese central defender. And he's gone back on loan to Chavez in Portugal. I think, is he part Portuguese? He is part Portuguese. That'll be why he's come from a Portuguese side. He looks quite good for £1.1 million. I think we've got someone who's hopefully going to be useful in a couple of years' time. I wanted to send him on loan to somebody in Romania and thought, you know what? Let's just keep getting him game time in Portugal for now. Next season, maybe that's where he's going to go. For £2.1 million, we've signed ourselves a Wonderkid from Sweden up front. Arvid Wedin, that's his name. He's 20 years of age. He's got 1 cap to his name. He is signed from Malmo. One big issue with Arvid, he's got a minimum fee release clause of £4.3 million, and I can't get rid of it. His agent is he's just a knob. I can't get rid of that minimum fee release clause. It's just going to exist in there forever, and we're going to lose him probably in the summer. But whilst we've got him, I'm hoping to get a lot out of Wedin, and maybe if we can convince him in the summer to sign a new deal, get rid of that minimum fee release, or the very least double it or something, just maybe £30 million. He's a much better player than what his minimum fee release clause is. And finally, returning to the club, Ion Dimitriou. That's right, we sold him to PSG about 4 years ago with a 50% sell-on. So remember, this is half price. He's a half-price footballer, now 23 years of age, 41 caps to his name, 6 goals as well for Romania. He's returned to Voluntari for £37.5 million, divided by 2, which is 15, 16, 17, 18, and a bit. 18, maybe £19 million that we paid for Dimitriou. I think it's expensive, okay? It's certainly an expensive footballer. Technically, he has broken our record for our most expensive signing, but we got half the money back. So it's a weird kind of situation, but Dimitriou is back. One big thing as well with Dimitriou, obviously, he's Romanian. We are going to start struggling in the next coming years with having good Romanian footballers. I think I mentioned last episode that we've got kind of a decent youth system, but they're not good enough to play for us, which means we're trying to bring in players from all over the world to make us a better side for Europe, and it means that we're not getting many good Romanians through, so we need to kind of hold on to these good Romanian players. Having Dimitriou back is certainly going to help with that. One player did leave the club, however, in January on a permanent deal, and it is Cocu Moenia, the now 27-year-old Togolese centre-back and left-back, has signed for Arsenal, so he's gone from Chelsea to Arsenal kind of via Romania for £8.75 million, potentially rising up to £10 million. He just wanted to leave. He was playing, but I went, you know what, we don't really need Moenia. I think I'm okay with letting him go, so he has left. And I'm kind of okay with that. And that is basically it. There has obviously been a bit more loan business going on. So Jude Taiku's going out on loan to U Cluj. I think I recalled him. So I think it was at Arad, and I went, that's not working out. So I brought him back, and he's gone to U Cluj instead. Mendes, we know. Mendy, we also know. So that has been our transfer business in the January transfer window. And when it comes to the league, we're obviously top of the table, 66 points. We should be winning the league. We should be doing all right as well in the Champions League, hopefully getting past Young Boys. If we take a look at the league phase, we were so close. So we beat Brøndby, Barcelona, Inter. That's a big win. Borussia Dortmund and Ajax losing, however, against Lille, PSG and Aston Villa. Other big news, like I mentioned earlier, Arges getting through, beating Inter as well, and Spezia, beating Italian sides. We need that to happen. Drawing with Rangers and Lyon, and then losing against Leipzig and Dortmund, a Dortmund team that we beat 7-1. Cluj also beating Rangers, Watford and Djurgårdens. Don't know whether that's how it's said. Drawing with Man City and Young Boys, losing against Real San Sebastian, Spezia, which is not ideal, in Villarreal. So we've done well from a Romanian team perspective in the Champions League, which is good. We're now going to jump forward to the end of the regular season in Romania. We're obviously going to be the other side as well of, if we have a look, we're going to go to the other side of the round of 16. So if we get past Young Boys and get past whoever's there, we'll still be in the Champions League. I think we'll get past Young Boys and then maybe lose to probably Dortmund. No one else will lose to Dortmund. Well, we did manage to get past Young Boys, in fact, beating them twice, 2-0 and 3-0, which is very good. However, we then got absolutely battered by Manchester City. We lost 2-1 in Romania. Oh, no, 2-1, sorry, in Manchester, and then 6-0 in Romania. Man City might be a little bit good on occasions, which is not ideal, is it? From a league perspective, as expected, we have made it into the Champions playoff. If you take a look at the original league table, we've actually lost another game, which was against U Cluj, which is not great, but we are obviously way above everyone else in the table. We are still 6 points clear. Obviously, points get halved. We've now got 10 more games to hopefully secure ourselves our third successive title, and I want to win the treble again, because let's face it, that's all we've got now. We just need to win the treble every year. It was so close to winning the treble again, but we fall in the Romanian Cup. We win the league by 12 whole points, a long, long way away from second place Cluj, but we are runners up in the Romanian Cup because FCSB beat us 2-1 in the final. I was expecting we battered them and then we just could not score. Yep, there you go. 20 shots, 9 on target, an XG of 2.5, score 1 goal. They have 9 shots, an XG of 1.28. And they scored twice. It's just Football Manager doing Football Manager things. So we should have won, but unfortunately we did not. Something utterly ridiculous has happened this season, however. Stefan Popper, playing as a right back, has 27 assists and 10 goals in all competitions. As a right back, we've got about 8 players who scored double figures. Miguel Frias is another one. It says he's got 11 in all competitions, but I think this doesn't include the World Club Championship. So he says he got 8 there. I think he scored 3 in the World Club Championships as well. Ivan finished the season on 13 goals and 8 assists. Mezziani still banging in goals and getting assists at the age of 32. 14 assists, 15 goals in all competitions. Carlo McLennan, 13 assists and 15 goals from that attacker midfield role. He did kind of get injured, so I actually dropped him from the starting 11, but he seemed to have played most of it anyway, so that's fine. Joel Umaru was the player who benefited from McLennan's injury. He managed to pick up 15 goals and 9 assists in all competitions. Wedin, who joined in January, has scored 22 goals and 6 assists in all competitions. It's a goal a game, basically, in the league at this point. That's ridiculous. Vinny Marengo on the left-hand side is our second top goal scorer, 15 assists and 23 goals in all competitions. But top of the tree, once again, is Boubacar Niassi, 36 goals in all competitions. He's just an absolute monster. He's an absolute monster, scoring goals for fun, which is obviously what we want to see. If we take a look as well, sort by assists, how many players have got double-figure assists? So Razvan Lup, playing as a backup right back, I assume, maybe a left back as well. He's managed to get 9 assists, although technically 10. Jacob Bell, who I wasn't even convinced would play a lot of football for us, has got 10 assists and 8 goals. McLennan is there. We've got 15 as well from Mikhail Vasil on the left-hand side in defence. We've got Mezziani, we've got Marengo, and Stefan Popper was ridiculous. For a right back, a 19-year-old right back, to have 37 goal contributions, including 10 goals, that's just madness. Just taking a look, average rating, which for some reason there's this really big column and it keeps getting resized to that big, so I've just left it. It is Stefan Pop with a 7.57 average rating across 55 games. That is ridiculously good. So the last thing we will do then is take a look at the coefficients. We are up into 5th place from last season, and it looks like we are staying in 5th place, so we'll just quickly sort that. We do not move. Italy do still stay behind us, but all it takes is for us to slip up one season. Next year, we're losing a big rating. The 20.25, which I believe is when we won at the Europa Conference League, will be dropping off, so we need to do well, and by we, I mean we as a nation, Romania in Europe, need to do well next year, because Italy are still hot on our heels. So I feel like we are going to struggle to close the gap between us and 4th place France, because 4th place France every year is basically a lot better than ours, bar maybe this one here. They've been better than us pretty much every season, bar that one 2040, 2041. So the leap to 4th might be a struggle. We can do it. It might not be that easy to do though. Bearing in mind as well, we are only going to do 25 seasons of this Building a Nation save, and this is season 19, which means we've only got 6 more years to go, which means if we are going to fix these coefficients and get some decent numbers, we need to do it basically from now, because otherwise it might be a little bit too late. Now, I haven't mentioned this much at all, but Romania as a nation, which ultimately is the goal, we want Romania to win things, they're not climbing, okay? They're not climbing much at all. The highest they've been in recent history is 34th in the world rankings. I think if we have a look at competitions, I don't think they've ever really qualified for much. So in the 2038 World Cup, they got to the round of 16. I'm assuming they're not in this one, in the 2042 World Cup. They've qualified for 2 World Cups in 20 years, which is not ideal. Euros, can you see the Euros? Euros are, where are they? There they are, European Championships. So they have qualified for 3 of those. Arguably, that's real life, so they haven't qualified for that one, have they? So they've qualified for 2 of them as well. Building a nation, per se, as a national side, not really going to plan. I was offered the job as well, the Romanian national team job, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do it, because I think it would be too easy to do well with the Romanian national side. Maybe I'm starting to regret that decision. That's going to do it then for season 19. Up next, obviously, season 20, and we are on our way to finalising this Building a Nation save with Romania. And I want to win something big. I want to win the Champions League. It's probably not likely to happen, but I don't think we're too far away. Thanks for watching this one. Stick your comments down in the comment section below, and I'll be back next time.